Hey, good afternoon. It's about 5:21 p.m. Tuesday, November 12th, the day after Veterans Day. Had a good day today. I pretty much fasted all day, and I hadn't eaten since yesterday. I still haven't eaten, and I did my blood sugar about 1:30 this afternoon. It was over 12 hours since I ate anything, and anyways, my blood sugar was 132, which is incredible. Generally normal band is anything under 120, and 120 is probably a little high, but for a type 2 diabetic like me that isn't on medication, and I've been controlling my blood sugar with my diet, and sometimes I fast, I mean, 132 is a good number, okay? So, very pleased with that. So, anyways, that was the good news. Then I went to the pool this afternoon. I had some laundry to do, so I did 2 loads of laundry, and there was a couple of black women at the laundromat today. So I went there and loaded my stuff in the machine. I had one machine, I had like shirts like this, and shirts and maybe a couple skirts and some few pairs of panties and light material stuff. And then the other washer I put in like three skirts and heavier stuff that was more material and a couple of pairs of capri pants. So and a couple of dresses. So anyways, I loaded all the laundry in there, and I had a T-shirt on. Well, I took the T-shirt off to put it in the washer, and underneath the T-shirt, I had my tankini. And so, anyways, no, that I kind of glanced at them, and nobody bugged out an eye or anything. But I think what they thought was like, they probably had a question about who I was, and I had a pair of green capri length shorts on. So I'm standing there with a green uh, shirt. Not this one. It was another one. And was it green? No, it was a light blue stripe. Okay, and then the green. So anyway, so I'm just standing there putting the money in, and I bought some new laundry detergent. It comes in these little packets, and it's made by All, A-L-L. And so I just brought 2 little packets in a plastic bag, and then you put them in the washer as the machine's filling up, and you can wash in any temperature. That's what it said. So, anyways, I washed the clothes, and it came out okay. I mean, I don't really sweat or get them real dirty anyway. I just putting the soap in there just to kind of like clean up anything that might be on them. But anyways, so that worked. So then I went down and I got in the pool, and they had a rope going across the pool with floats. It was like 4 little floaty things. So one of the guys that works around the pool, I says, "Hey, can I take the line down across the width of the pool?" He said, "Sure." I said, "I'll put it back up when I'm done." So anyways, I got in the pool and I unhooked one end and put the stuff on the other end. So I went, I kicked my legs, 50 kicks. Then I did, what do you call it? Lengths of the pool. So I did 18 lengths, and the water was cold. But once you get in there and swim a couple lengths of the pool, you don't feel the cold anymore. Okay, so anyways, I was swimming pretty good. I was doing it a good clip, and the washer only goes for about 26 minutes. So I figure I got 20 minutes. Once I got down there in the pool, swimming around. So I did 17 lengths of the pool, and then I get down that deep end of the pool, and I kick my legs, another 50. So I got 100 kicks in anyway. Usually I do 200, but So then I swam the last lap, and I strung the thing. The water was cold, and even though I only swam 18 lengths of the pool, usually I do like 50. I wasn't gonna make it. I could feel the cold starting to get into me. So I got up out of the pool, and I had to go move my laundry from the washer to the dryer. So I went up there and did that, and those two women were still up there. So anyways, I'm taking the stuff out of the washer, and usually when something washed and then it spins out, the clothes are usually a lot drier than what they were today. So I was like, geez, what's wrong with this? So I made a comment. I put one load in one dryer and one load in the dryer underneath it. I says, man, this laundry is awful wet. Usually it's a lot drier than this after a spin cycle. And so they're just kind of looking at me, but they didn't say nothing. So I hope while I was in the pool they weren't screwing around with the machines. And I certainly hope not. But I'm like, I was using the same two machines I use every time I go in there. It's the two on the end closest to the pool. There's a whole line of washers down one wall. And those two machines, I've never had the laundry come out that way. So I don't know if these bitches were screwing around. Maybe when it got to the spin cycle, they may have opened up the thing and the timer's still going, and they're kind of like snooping around in my frickin' laundry. And then, instead of getting like, they may have knocked a couple minutes. That would piss me off. What business of it is anybody? Because there's got to be a reason why that laundry was a lot wetter than it usually is after a spin cycle, okay? It was uncanny. So I mentioned that to them. I says, hey, this laundry is a lot wetter than it's supposed to be. And they just kind of looked at me like, I'm not going to say anything racial, I mean, God, but it really pissed me off, because, nosy bitches, that's what I think it is, and I'm sorry I'm saying that, but, I have gone to that laundromat laundry room for over a year, used the same two machines, and my laundry comes out of that spinner almost dry. It's almost like you don't even have to throw it in a dryer, okay? And this stuff was saturated with water, and it was still wet. And I was like, what? And why would I could see one machine screwing up, but both of them? It doesn't make. Come on. So I hope I was down in the pool swimming, and when I came up, the wash cycle was over. It was 0-0, and I certainly hope someone. These two women weren't screwing around my laundry machines while they're in the wash cycle. But it's just a suspicion. I can't prove anything. But and I didn't pack the machines a lot either. I had a pretty good, and these machines are extra capacity, and I didn't have them. I don't put things full up the top. I only put enough in there so the laundry's about halfway up in the tub. That way it agitates and it gets clean. But anyway, so I had to put the dryers on medium. And I wasn't going back in the pool, so what I had to do is once I got the stuff in the dryer, I got 50 minutes. So I walked back down, got my bike, and I pedaled home. And then I took a shower and put dry clothes on. Then I pedaled over there, and I still had about 10 minutes left on the drying cycle. So it took me 40 minutes to, pedal the bike home and take a shower, dry off, and, put on dry clothes and go back. So anyways, all my laundry came out okay. So I didn't have to add any extra money to the dryers. So I'm happy about that. But I had to run those dryers on medium, and some of the clothes says low heat, okay? But anyway, nothing seemed to come out shrunk or anything like that. But I don't know, I mean, anyways, I don't think, because the water temperature is so cold, I don't think I'm going to be swimming in that pool while my laundry's being done. I think I'm going to sit up there and watch it because, I don't need these curious women, looking at like, I don't want somebody sticking their hands in my laundry either. You know what I'm saying? After it's washed and rinsed, I don't want strange people touching my laundry. I mean, what's wrong with these people? Anyway, I shouldn't be ranting like this. It's just a suspicion, but there's got to be a reason why that laundry was wetter than it should have been. Anyway, So, what else am I going to say? Anyways, it's a chore, you know. And I ride over there on my bike, and I'm towing a laundry basket on wheels behind my bike. I got it all locked up, and it's funny because I'm pedal down. I pedal all. It's like a quarter mile down to the laundry room. I ain't walking that far, and so I tow my laundry basket down. And then when I get down there, I disconnect the laundry basket from the bike, and then chooch the laundry up into the laundry room and do it. And I usually put the bike down inside the pool or right outside the laundry room door because, I mean, that bike, I don't know what I'd do without the bike. Um, it helps me get my laundry down there, it helps me get the mail every day. Some I don't go riding my bike places every day, but it's nice, So, anyways, but right now, it's like 5:30, and I got my laundry done, and I got a little swimming in the pool. And I only did about a third of what I was doing a couple weeks ago. So, but oh, that's another thing. When I went up and when I got done doing the pool, swimming in the pool, I was looking at my feet. My feet were purple. They're turning blue. So I'm there, oh gee, maybe the cold. So I got to be careful. I don't want my feet turning blue and purple. But I do have this heart. So I had my tankini top on, and that's really good because it's got a lot of extra material here, and a waistband, and some foam stuff for the boobs, and that's like an insulating layer. It's almost like I'm wearing a part of a wetsuit or something. So that helps you keep warm in the pool. So that works good. So anyways, but still, after I was in there for 20 minutes, that was it. I'm getting out. I wasn't going back in the pool. Okay. I mean, I could have went back in and done another 20 laps maybe, but I said, forget it. I says, I'll do that later. So if I go over in the pool again, it's not going to be when I take my laundry over there. So, you know, there's a lot of nosy people in this neighborhood. So Sean, my roommate, he went to visit his dad this afternoon. He had to take a bus, catch a bus, and then go all the way up into um, north of North Jacksonville. And he showed me on the map. I know where his dad lives, but I mean, it's a long walk from the bus stop. I wouldn't want to have to walk that far. It's almost like 3/4 of a mile from the closest bus stop. But Sean can walk a couple miles. He doesn't have all the joint pain and the arthritis that I have, so he can get around pretty good. In fact, to say it costs him money to ride the bus, it's $1.50 per ride. So sometimes rather than taking the bus down to where his RV is in storage, it's like 2 miles from here. We checked it on the map, and he walks. I says, hey, hey, just I gave him a couple bucks today. I says, hey, here you go. When you get paid, just put the quarters back in the for the laundry. We keep quarters up in a cupboard for laundry and stuff like that. So I says, hey, if you need some money, just take what you need, and when you get paid, get a roll of quarters and just put the quarters up there. I mean, he's doing his laundry down there too. So anyway. So we're doing okay. I mean, um, it's like he's bunking out here. I was in the Navy for 6 years, okay? I used to bunk, when I lived in a submarine, I had to share my bunk there was 2 bunks, and I shared it with 3 other guys. And some of these guys in the Navy, I mean, I knew a couple of guys that had like 3 to 2 bunks, and 2 of the guys wouldn't sleep in the other bunk because one guy never took a bath. He was a filthy person, and those 2 guys did not want to sleep in the bunk that this guy was sleeping in. So that means they got less sleep. Oh well, I mean, so that's a good sea story. 15 minutes. Oh my God. Anyway, so I was on submarines, and you get a submarine. Your bunk is about as wide as your shoulders, and there's not enough. And my shoulders were wider than most people's, and I could not rotate. To go from your back to your stomach. I had to get out. And it was easy to get in on your back because you could grab the bunk above you, and then you had to lift yourself up and go sideways into these bunks, okay? Because there's only about this much, there's about maybe a foot and a half, 2 feet tops between the top of the mattress and the bottom of the frame for the bunk above you. There was 3 bunks high, okay? 3 bunks, okay? From the floor to the ceiling, which is about 7 feet on a submarine, there's 3 bunks. There's one on the floor, there's one in the middle, and there's one up top. So, you figure it out, okay? So that's the way it was, you know. And the bunk is so narrow, I mean, you just had enough room to get in there and lay flat and hope you didn't fall out. Yeah, one time the boat did an angle and it did a down angle. I woke up, my face was like right up against the wall at the head of the bed, and I was like this with my head right here getting squished up against the thing. That's what it's like on a submarine. It's like a plane. It goes, it swims through the water. Like banks, all that shit. Because there's planes. There's planes. It's like the sub has wings. And it just kind of chooches through the water. The propeller goes roundy roundy, pushes the water that way. The sub goes the opposite direction. And when they move the planes to cut, you're flying through the freaking ocean at like 400 feet. So, sometimes you'll end up on your face. Sometimes, if it banks too bad and the wall's here, and you might just roll right out of your bunk. So that's why a lot of guys, they like the bottom bunk. So if you fall out, you don't have to drop too far. Anyways, I got a couple of minutes. I want to tell a story. First time I was on the submarine, right? They put me on this bunk, and it was on the floor, and it was just right at one end of the bunk. There was a doorway you go through. And that's in the torpedo room, right? So this was I don't know, some bunk room there, just forward of the torpedo room, right? So no one told me anything, right? So I worked as a mess cook, and I worked hard all day. And they usually let the mess cooks have their own bunk because you're handling dishes and stuff. They don't want you to get any germs, so they want So for 30 days while you're mess cooking, you got your own bunk, okay? So and I think I shared it with another guy too because when I was working, he was sleeping, So whatever. Anyways, I'm in my, I mean, we didn't go totally. So I'm laying in this bunk trying to sleep, and I've got my skivvies on, right? All of a sudden, I hear this loud roar, like, and it's all shaking, and I'm like, what the hell is that, So I jumps out of the bunk and I burst through the door in the torpedo room. I go, what the hell's happening? And then all the guys in the torpedo room just looked at me and they busted out laughing. They laughed and laughed. They roared, And I'm there. So when I saw them laughing, I went, gee, maybe something unusual didn't happen. So they told me that's a negative tank. There's a tank that when they want to take on ballast, take on water, ocean water, a valve opens and the water rushes into that tank. That tank is capable of total sea pressure as far down as the sub can go. It's a hard tank, okay? So they open the valve and all the seawater rushes in there because, we're chooching underwater. The water is 44 pounds per square inch for 100 feet. So like if you're let's say you're 500 feet down below the surface of the waves or at the top of the ocean, That's 200 pounds per square inch. And they open that valve, that water comes blasting in that tank, okay? It definitely gets your attention, okay? So those guys, they didn't tell me, and they were all laughing their asses off, for about a week after that. They would tell her, you should have seen the look on your face, McGinnis. It was so freaking funny. So, anyways, life on a submarine ain't all bad. We have a lot of fun joking around and screwing around with the newbies. Okay, well, that's one sea story for today, and I guess I got to sign off. So, and I don't know. I was thinking I was gonna say something else, but I don't know. I got to cook something now because I haven't eaten anything for like 16. See, it's almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, I haven't eaten anything for 15 or 16 hours. So it's good fast. And maybe I lost half a pound. I don't know. But anyways, I gotta go cook some veggies and rice. Okay, no meat today. I got no meat, so I'm just gonna like eat vegetarian tonight and eat as little as possible. Maybe I'll go to China buffet tomorrow and make up for it, right? Okay, love everybody and have a good week. And this is my chooch for the day. All right, love you. Bye.